Hey there, Rivet crew. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. We're starting out this week with an 18-minute AMRAP, as you can see. We have some wall balls. We have some calories on the bike. We have some moderately weighted deadlifts, as well as some moderately weighted dumbbell push press and some dumbbell Renegade rows. Looking at this workout, I'd say it's all about managing your stats in each movement, right? We're trying to shoot for at least one full round, maybe a round and a half, maybe as many as 2 rounds today. Well, you got to be really hustling to get that. But each set's pretty big, 50 wall balls, right? We got to look at that, say, break it down into more manageable sets. Same thing with the deadlifts. We have that set of 30 in there. We want to break it down probably into 3 10s or some 5s or whatever. But look ahead, think about how you're going to break up each of these movements. Like I said, we're shooting for a round to a round and a half today. So things to think about. First off, we have 2 overhead movements. We have some dumbbell push press and we have some wall balls, right? So 2 things we're sending away from the shoulders to overhead. In order to prevent shoulder burnout, let's focus on using our legs as much as possible, all right? So what this refers to, what I'm referring to, is that it's very important for us to fully extend the knees and hips, right? Really, if you get that big leg drive before pressing up overhead, right? Ideally, we want those legs to kind of pass off to the arms. We call this, for what it's worth, it's called core to extremity power transfer. We're using the bigger muscles in our lower body and passing off to our smaller muscles in the upper body. Big thing here, trying to avoid shoulder burnout as much as possible. So with our push press, right, we start with that dip, we drive up hard, we fully extend the knees and hips, right? That actually gets the weight moving off the shoulders, and then we finish with the arms, right? So we're using our legs as much as possible. Same thing with the wall balls, right? Pretend I have a wall ball here, coming all the way up from that full squat, driving up hard, right? Again, extending knees and hips first, that gets the ball moving, and then I finish with the arms, all right? We'll practice that in class today. Another thing real quick is the setup for the Renegade row. This is important. Make sure you choose the right weights for this movement. Let me show you what it looks like first. Renegade row, demonstration, number 1. All right, that's 1 rep I just did right there. As you can see, it's technically 3 things. It's a full push-up, chest all the way down to the floor, in between the dumbbells, and then it is a row on one side, and then a row on the other. Very good core movement, works the upper body really well, full exercise. But set up for this, you want to have space between the dumbbells so your chest can actually touch the floor in between the dumbbells. You want to set up with a perpendicular arm, right? This should be perpendicular to the floor. I don't have my shoulders back behind, throw the shoulders in front. I want that shoulder stacked right over the wrist. Want the feet about, probably a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, right? A little bit wider, and a nice tight midline. This is our setup here. And then as far as performance goes, 2 things we do not want to do that we often see, and these are both related to weight, right? If your dumbbells are too heavy, then your form starts breaking down and you're kind of defeating the purpose of the movement. So only go as heavy as you can to maintain good form. So the 2 things I'm talking about, 1 is sticking your butt up in the air like this. This makes it a lot easier. We're not looking for that, right? We want a nice straight line through the hips, just like you're holding a plank position. And the other one is not twisting, right? Ideally, shoulders and hips stay square, right? We're not doing this. This is another one. If it's really heavy, it's your attempt to kind of get a big twist. Again, kind of defeating the purpose of the movement, right? So pay attention to your setup. Don't stick your butt up in the air and try not to twist too much through the midline. There you go. That's it. All right, have a good workout with this one, guys. Happy Monday. CrossFitters, make sure you do your back squats afterwards.